What's up everyone, welcome to the Ultimate Iron Man guide. Iron Man is an extremely fun flying duelist capable of causing extreme damage and destruction to the enemy team if played correctly. In this guide, I will be covering Iron Man's combos, playstyles, advanced tips, strengths and weaknesses, and more. So whether you are a complete beginner or a high ranking player, this guide is for you. His kit is fairly simple. His passive allows him to fly. His left click is his repulsor blast, which fires a nano pulse cannon towards enemies. His right click is his unibeam that can quickly shred enemies. His left shift is hypervelocity, allowing for swift forward flight. During hypervelocity, Iron Man can activate his F ability, micro missile barrage, launching a missile bombardment. His E ability is his armor overdrive, enhancing the damage of repulsor blast and unibeam. And his ultimate, invincible pulse cannon, which fires a devastating pulse cannon in the targeted direction, delivering catastrophic damages to the targeted area upon impact. Now let's go over each ability and tell you how to efficiently utilize its capabilities. His left click is his repulsor blast, which fires a nano pulse cannon forward, dealing 55 damage for a direct hit. This attack is a projectile and does explosive damage, so you do not need to hit the target directly in order to do damage. This is Iron Man's only form of long-range damage, which is decent for poking enemies from afar. After firing two normal or one-handed shots, your third shot will be a two-handed shot dealing increased damage at faster speed. Each shot uses 10 ammo, with the third special two-handed shot using 16 ammo. Both of Iron Man's left click and right click do not deal critical damage to the head, so aim for the body where it is easiest to hit. His right click is his unibeam, which fires a hit scan beam, dealing a consistent 120 damage per second over time. The beam's length is 25 meters, meaning you have to be somewhat close in order to hit targets, and it uses 10 ammo per second. The beam is generally Iron Man's main source of damage, and is primarily how he gets kills, but requires good aim in order to consistently deal threatening damage. Iron Man's most important ability is his E ability, which is his armor overdrive that increases the damage of unibeam and repulsor cannon for 10 seconds. This ability has a very long cooldown of 20 seconds, meaning majority of your success with Iron Man will come down to how effective you can be during this ability. Whilst overdrive is active, Iron Man's unibeam deals an extra 60 damage per second from 120 to 180, making it incredibly powerful for getting kills and shredding opponents. His repulsor shots travel faster and deal more splash damage as well as normal damage. Armor overdrive should be your engaging ability with Iron Man and is what makes him a threat. One thing to keep in mind is that when this ability is activated and when the timer runs out and is deactivated, there is an animation which you cannot cancel, so make sure when you at the end of the ability you're in a safe spot, and when you activate the ability you're in a safe spot, because you cannot do any damage while the ability is activating. His left shift ability activates hypervelocity, which allows him to fly quickly at double the speed, allowing for precise maneuvers and making him a harder target to hit, but it's also good for getting around faster. The main uses for this ability are for getting to places, whether that be flanking or disengaging from fights. The ability has a resource meter of 120 energy, using 15 per second while in use and recharging 10 energy per second while not in use. Micro missile barrage goes hand in hand with hypervelocity or armor drive, as when either of the ability is used, it will give Iron Man the option to use his micro missile barrage. This is one of Iron Man's weaker abilities, but it can be useful to destroy surroundings or do a little bit extra damage. When armor overdrive is used, the barrage will fire more missiles and faster, but each doing less damage. Overall, you won't find yourself needing to use this ability a lot, but can be useful from time to time. His ultimate is his massive pulse cannon, which deals extreme damage to any place hit by it. When it is activated, Iron Man charges up a straight line projectile that does damage whilst in the air if players are close to it, and deals a maximum of 1000 damage when contact is made, allowing it to pretty much insta-kill most characters in the game if hit well enough. It is extremely useful for stopping support ultimates like Lunar Snow and Cloak and Dagger, which are considered to be the best ultimates in the game, and forms his main use case in the higher ranks. One thing to keep in mind is that Iron Man's ult does have a charge up of about 2 seconds, so while you are charging this up you are very vulnerable to CC and just enemy fire, so make sure you're in a good spot before you use the ultimate. Iron Man's last ability is his team-up ability with the Hulk, which turns his Armor Overdrive into Gamma Overdrive. This team-up is considered one of the best team-ups in the game, and is why Hulk is banned in majority of high-level games. Iron Man's Unibeam when using Gamma Overdrive is completely broken, dealing 220 damage per second, and his repulsor cannons do slightly more damage than with normal Overdrive. This team-up allows Iron Man to become one of the best characters in the game. As for Iron Man's playstyle, his playstyle mostly consists of poking enemies from afar with his repulsors and then pushing in when he has his overdrive ability. Iron Man is best when flanking in order to quickly get kills behind the team on the enemy supports, or playing around corners in order to not get quickly killed. Engaging and disengaging timing is a core skill needed for Iron Man. Engaging with overdrive and disengaging with his hypervelocity is generally a successful strategy. As you climb the ranks, you will need to become better at playing corners and managing abilities effectively to combat enemy teams. Some of Iron Man's weaknesses is that he's kind of a sitting duck at times to hit scan characters like Punisher and Hela, making him extremely weak and vulnerable, and also characters like Spider-Man in the higher ranks. He's easy to target when he's not using his hypervelocity, and also relies on his overdrive in order to be viable, which has a very long cooldown of 20 seconds. His long range damage capabilities are quite limited with his repulsors and hard to hit from a long range. As for his strengths, he's able to quickly shred enemies with his beam, especially using overdrive and gamma team up with the Hulk. He's able to fly everywhere, which means he can maintain awkward angles and be above the teams, making them hard to hit. He's also quite a distraction for enemy attention, as they have to look up high and in other spots in order to see him and kill him. In conclusion, Iron Man went from being considered one of the worst duelists in the game to having a justifiable spot in the meta. Iron Man is a great all-round hero that is a lot of fun to play and has the ability to help you climb the ranks easily if played right. Thank you all guys for watching, and if you guys did enjoy the guide, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more Marvel Rival cards and content. Thank you.